Hello there. What's going on? Jamie Laszlo here from Sea of Tranquility. It's been a minute since I've been on Sea of Tranquility. Took a little time off. Um, got off social media altogether. Got off YouTube. Took a couple months off to. I decided instead of working on doing videos, working on presentations, and putting new music together for the review crew, take some time off and work on me. Took some me time. But I'm slowly coming back. I'm slowly coming back on my own terms. No, I thought I'd do at least one video here for the listening room because I thought it'd be fun to talk about what I've been listening to since I've been off social media. Because a lot of cool new shit has come out, and I hate not talking about it. I hate not spreading the word. Especially there's at least 3, maybe 4 really good albums that have come out somewhat recently over the past month and a half to 2 months that I really wanted to talk about. One of them, we'll get this out of the way because Pete already reviewed this just recently too. If you like prog rock, just prog rock, not even prog metal, this is an album for you. Pete loved it as well. That's a new Green Carnation. I had a devil of a time finding it on CD when it first came out. Now you can find it on Amazon and everything pretty easily, but at the time I just couldn't find it, so I bought it on vinyl at a record store here in Columbus. The name of the album, A Dark Poem, Part 1, The Shores of Melancholia. Pretty cool cover. They're categorized as prog metal. Yeah, throughout their career, there's prog metal. A lot of just prog rock on here. There is one track, The Slave That You Are, that has a little bit of extreme metal vocals to it. But other than that, it's just a very good, I would say even better than very good. It's an excellent prog rock album. So, yeah, if you haven't given these guys a try, they've been around for decades. This is a great starting point. It's already hailed by their fans as one of their best albums of all time. So, yeah, check these guys out and work backwards. Reincarnation, if you never heard of them before, work backwards. Another album I've been listening to, it's a great fall album too. Another great fall album that came out in the fall is another band that's been around forever. And I think they have their fan base here of people that watch Sea of Tranquility, but they really don't get talked about much on this channel. And they've been around, like I said, and that's Paradise Lost. Do I like every single Paradise Lost album I've ever heard? No. Some don't grab me. Some really grab me. Because they've done everything from extreme metal to gothic metal to, synth pop. They've done everything almost. They never put out a jazz album that I know of. But this one is called Ascension, and it came out, 5-6 weeks ago. And I've been playing the hell out of it. There's moments that sound like 90s Metallica, which they've done in the past. There's stuff that sounds like Typo Negative. There's some extreme vocals throughout the album, but never so guttural that you don't understand the lyrics. So if you can handle like Opeth, this is probably less heavy than Opeth, like early Opeth, a little less heavy than that. I played this whole album hanging out with my wife. She never complained. So it's a beautiful album. Beauty in a way that heavy metal can be sometimes. So yeah, I tell you the best thing about this album. Throughout the album, almost every song has this moment. And you would think it gets old, but it doesn't. They're jamming out, the song builds, and then a moment of silence, and then the song kicks in again like a bomb dropping. Happens time and time again, and it gets me every time. I love it every time. So again, if you've never given this band a try, great starting point. If you've lost touch with this band and said, they've been putting out shit recently, get back on board. I think you're going to like this album. So yes, new Paradise Lost. Been playing the hell out of it. Another extreme metal band that just released an album. A lot of extreme metal here, guys, because 'tis the season. This is not pool music, sit by the pool music. This is sit in the basement when it's 42 degrees outside music. And this band is called, they've been around for, I'm going to say about 10 years. They're called WODE. W-O-D-E. They combine black metal, some death metal, with traditional heavy metal. They don't do clean vocals, so that might be a, deal breaker for some of you out there, but it's not a deal breaker for me, because I'll tell you what, the music, the band itself, the guitars and everything sound very clean. It's well produced. The vocals sometimes sound like he's singing in a cave. But it works, man. The new one is called Uncrossing the Keys, and it's got some bangers on there, man. Songs that just make you do old school heavy metal, air guitar, horns up moves as you're listening. But the black and death vocals could be a turnoff for some people. However, I will say there's lots of atmosphere in these albums, to where they sound like you're almost like listening to the band as they play in a cave, like a big empty cave with bats flying around and maybe some torches, and you see the shadows of the band as they play go against the cave walls. Badass winter music, fall music. But if you like Opeth, if you can handle like Opeth when they do extreme vocals, here's their other albums. Then if you want to take the next step, I think this is the next step from Opeth. Just like hot sauce and roller coasters, man. Heavy metal's just like hot sauces and roller coasters. Hot sauce, you start with Frank's Red Hot, right? And then maybe you want to try a little something a little hotter, and then you go Ghost Pepper, and then you go Scorpion Peppers or whatever the fuck. Roller coasters, you go on, the Jackrabbit, and then you go on the one that has the little bigger hills, and then you eventually go to the one with, a bunch of loops and 90-degree drops. You work your way up. So if you're on Opeth right now, and you want to take the next step, WODE is the way to go. So I can't stress that enough. WODE is turning into one of my favorite extreme metal bands. Start here. Start with the new one. Burn in Many Mirrors, the one that came out a few years before that one, 2021 or something like that. Another great one. So, WODE. Another extreme metal band that released something new. I've been wanting to get into this band for a long time. I streamed them in the past. I said, one of these days I'm going to start buying their albums, and I finally did, starting with the new one. This is in weird font, and it's some weird word. It starts off the Lachrymose Monuments of Obscuration. Hooded Menace, their new one. So this is Death Doom. And again, no clean vocals. A little guttural, but nothing crazy. They're really, last few albums, they've been blending in 80s metal more and more into it, making their albums a little bit more fun. Yeah, it's Death Doom, but they're not afraid to pick up the pace, and give it a little gallop here and there. They actually cover Duran Duran's Save a Prayer on this album. So if you want to hear a Death Doom version of Save a Prayer by Duran Duran, there you go. And I bought the previous album, the Tritonus Bell. Is that how you say it? Tritonus? The Tritonus Bell, which sounds similar to this, with a little 80s traditional metal thrown in with the Death Doom. And then I got their album before that. Asurium Silhouettes Unhallowed. Is that how you say that? Asurium. Their font is very hard to read, especially when it's wacky words. Hooded Menace came out in 2020? 2018. Uh-oh, here comes the wife, and I'm doing a video. Let me pause. All right, resuming. Resuming to more, even more extreme metal. Whoa! This is a somewhat newer band. They've been around for a few years. And I love how they've released their new CD in a long box, in a cardboard long box. And it is bagged up with a little sticker there, and I don't have the heart to open it. I burned it. I got it on Bandcamp and downloaded it and burned it to this CD, and I play this because I just don't have the heart to open that. The band is called An Abstract Illusion, and they, symphonic metal with black metal with prog metal. They do have clean vocals. They do have like gothy, slower gothy songs, but the music can get very extreme and dense at times. But even when it gets extreme and dense, it has these airy keyboards, ting, 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 that are like twinkling little keyboards throughout the density. So it sounds dense and light at the same time. Very complex music. I'm still digging my teeth into the new one. The previous album was very good. I liked it right away. This one I'm listening to, and I'm just, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. So if you feel like a project and you want to like dig your teeth into something and kind of dissect it a little bit, then Abstract Illusion, their new albums, The Sleeping City, I would recommend to you. Especially if you have a lot of time, don't buy a lot of new music, and you just want to kind of sit with one for a little while, I recommend that. Some people would say this is an extreme metal album. I don't know if I'm going to go that far, but there are extreme moments, and that is the New Testament, Parabellum. A lot of people don't like this album. A lot of people kind of want that old school Testament without the extreme vocals. I love it when they go into the extreme vocals, like The Gathering, kind of started with Low. I remember the first time I heard Low, and I'm like, whoa, what's going on with these vocals? And Low became my favorite Testament albums and like one of my favorite thrash metal albums. This is great. I think ever since they've come back, in 2009 with the Formation of Damnation, I would say this is the best album of that. What was it, 5 albums? I would say this is the best of the 5. Yeah. The first track on here, For the Love of Pain, what a fucking monster of a song. It's just got everything that I love about Testament packed into one song. And there are songs on here that sound like old school, Testament from like the early 90s and late 80s. Room 117 is a perfect example of that. So there's moments where I just smile going, oh my God, that sounds like old school Testament. And then there's moments I smile going, oh my God, that sounds like extreme metal Testament that I also love. This album has everything I love about Testament on one album. I no complaints here. Love this album. I've been jamming the new Halloween. It's been out for a little while now, though. Still listening to new Halloween. I went to go see the new Tron movie, and without the soundtrack, I don't know if that movie would be as good or as average as it was. It's not a great movie, but I also didn't hate it. I can't say I didn't sit there and didn't have fun with it. Part of the reason was because of the 9 Inch Nails soundtrack, and this Tron Ares soundtrack by 9 Inch Nails. At first, I didn't know how many actual songs were going to be on here. Traditional songs. It's like 2, 3 maybe out of 24 tracks. So yes, it sounds like a soundtrack. However, as live as You Need Me to Be, which is the single off of it, I play it all the fucking time. I love it. Just sounds like a great old school 9 Inch Nails song. Love it. Been playing a new Castle Rat. Pete reviewed. I like it a lot. I do think it has a little filler. A little bit of filler on there that I would have cut the fat. on that one. Just got the new Glen Hughes, so I've been spending some time with this just recently because I just got it a few days ago. It's good. Sometimes I think, now don't hate me, but sometimes I think Glenn is showing off a little bit here and there, going, look, I'm 70 some years old and I can still sing like this. And he's over singing. He's over singing a little bit here and there. I like it when he stays in the pocket in one kind of tone, in one kind of style for a little while. Those are the best moments, I think, on this album, when he doesn't try to, I don't know if he's showing off or just doing what he does, but we'll call it showing off for the hell of it. When he's not showing off, that's when I'm the most happy. Been listening to a lot of Candlemass because 'tis the season, so I had a couple Candlemasses that I was missing. Filled those blanks in by ordering them online. I have this 5-album little box set, the Nuclear Blast recordings with the 4 studio albums and the live album. Playing this. Every morning I grab a different Candlemass while I work, and I crank out fucking the Doom. Quality Doom. Almost every single album. Nothing really sucks. Even the album, what album is it that people think is terrible? Fuck. Whatever album that is, I forget now. Oh, is it this one? Oh, how the hell do you say it? Dactylus glomerata? Is that how you say it? Again, weird words and weird fonts. I think it's pretty cool. Speaking of Nine Inch Nails, some of this sounds like Nine Inch Nails to me. And I think it's kind of cool. That's probably why a lot of people don't like it, because, it wasn't supposed to be a Candlemass album. One more thing. I always said for years and years that the first 4 Dokken albums are great. Well, Breaking the Chains is good. And then the 3 after that are great. And you don't need anything else. Well, I went ahead and got all the Dokken albums. And I gotta say, I listened to them over the years online. And I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. Oh my God, this is terrible. And I would give up on them. I'd skip songs. But you know what? I really took some time with Erase the Slate, which I always thought was their best post-80s album. But, Long Way Home, a lot of people think this is terrible. On my Discogs, the user ratings, it has like the lowest user rating of all the albums I own. I think it's like 2 point something. I get it. There's almost a blandness to it, but I don't think the songs are that terrible. I don't think it's as bad as people say. Hell to Pay, I would say Hell's gonna freeze over before I listen to Hell to Pay. It's not that terrible. When they tried to get back to their 80s sound a little bit, Lightning Strikes Again and Broken Bones, I see what they're doing. They're giving it a college try. It's not terrible. It's not top shelf Dokken, but it's not terrible. I was thinking of burning a CD of all the best songs post 80s onto one CD, and you would have a really good Dokken album. The latest one. I did buy this when it first came out. So there's stuff to like here. There's a bunch of live albums here too that I have that aren't bad at all. Live 1981 is pretty cool. Japan Live 1995. I got the Lost Songs from 78 to 81. The sound quality on some of these songs, So I always liked One Live Night, the acoustic album. I've had that for decades. But I will say the gem that I found in all this, and I know Don Dokken can't sing like he used to, and he's had issues for a long time now. But the thing is, with Beast from the East, is I never liked the production on this album. I always said from day one when I bought it, when it came out in 88, was it 88, I think, it sounds like I'm listening to a show from the cheap seats. I don't feel like I'm up and close and personal with the band. I'm like, it's echoey, I'm way up high. I thought that maybe the Rock Candy version would sound a lot better. I tell you what, I got this on vinyl. That's the best sounding version I have of this album. I got the original CD, this, and the vinyl, and I'll play the vinyl every time if I want to listen to this. But Return to the East, 2016, yeah, Don's not hitting the high notes, okay? But he doesn't sound bad either. When he stays in the lower register, he sounds fine throughout the album. There's no moments, I got some later Rush live albums where I'm like, I can't listen to this. Geddy is just trying too hard to be the young Geddy, and it's not working, and it's I feel uncomfortable listening to it. I never feel uncomfortable listening to it, this album. And the production, so much better. There's big bottom end to this. You don't get that on this. This will shake the bar here. And there's backup singers that add this dimension to the songs too. And it's the original guys on here, right? Pilson, Brown, Lynch, and Dokken. So, if you don't mind Don not hitting the high notes, but not trying to hit the high notes and failing, then, yeah, give this a try, man. I love it. I think it's my go-to Dokken live album now, to be honest. So there you go. That's what I've been listening to here. I hope I didn't butcher some of these words too badly on the names of these albums. If I have, let me know in the comments below. In the meantime, check us out on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. And we're on, what are we on? We're not on TikTok, are we? What other shit are we on? Oh, we're on something else. We're not on Snapchat. We're not on, we're not on Tinder. Are we on Tinder? Anyways, check out the store for some merch and give to the Ko-fi, and Pete has that Cameo still going, so slip him some money to get a video, personal video, hit the like button, support us, hit the notification bell so you're notified of content as it drops. So when will I be back on? I don't know. But this was fun. This was a start. This was a beginning, right? So I am Jamie Laszlo. Until the next time I see you, there'll be more stuff on Sea of Tranquility, probably knowing Pete in about 2 hours. So until I see you next, I'm Jamie, and I am out.